I'm reading this book called Man's Search for Meaning, and it's by the author Viktor Frankl, I think is his name. He was a psychologist. He was in Auschwitz, I believe, and he was writing this like thesis about what the meaning of life is and how to find it and why it's important. And then his thesis got taken and destroyed, and so while he was in Auschwitz, he was still thinking about this concept, and when he got out, he wrote a book about it, and it's like a really amazing, millions of copies have been sold, and it's like people follow this like theory, I guess, but it's about what you just said, that the finding purpose in life is personal to you, and you have to find what your purpose is. There's not just one, this is the purpose of life, this is what it is.
Exactly.
It's everyone has their own purpose, and they have to find the meaning in it to give them fulfillment and to make them want to wake up every day. It's personal.
Absolutely. It is completely personal, because we're all on this, journey of self-discovery. Like I said, and I when I moved to America, one of the biggest things, and again, just to talk about a little bit what I'm speaking about on Wednesday, which is success, is, I moved to, America is a very individualistic society. Right. And it's all about the you and the go-getter. And when I met my parents, when I got reintroduced to my parents and living with them here, I realized that to them, success was directly, correlated with financial stability. Right. And which is why my parents early on wanted me to be a lawyer. You're a lawyer, right? So, yes. It was either that or I argued too much. So I always, I always wanted to, I was considered a rebel in my house just because I had something to say. And I really, with conviction, felt like I was, in the right of saying it. And I've learned in life that, it's not about right or wrong. It's just what feels right for you might be different than what feels right for other people. But I think within that concept, what I loved was that I became curious because I didn't want to be a lawyer. And then I was like, okay, well, got it. So in Dominican Republic, it was all about becoming a mother, and that was their main concern. And then I come here and it's all about making money, and that's their main concern. And so it kind of opened up this my mind into being curious about what else, how can I define that for myself? What else what are the things that make me tick? What are the things that make me want to get up in the morning and do something great? And then once I got past that, I realized that, okay, well, now I'm making money, and then I got married, and I have 2 kids, and now I have a family. And then I said to myself, well, what else? So how can I, at this point, move the needle forward, and how can I find my purpose? And I think that's when it changed for me. And it's just, to say that's a whole journey of figuring that out. I mean, it's not something that, straight out of school, or, you know what I mean? It just dawns on you one day. Just, it is a lot of self-work and paying attention to the things that you really are into, and figuring out how do you share that with the masses? What is your piece of the puzzle? And then understand that you're just a piece of the puzzle. What piece is next to you that you can fit really good with, and then uplift them, and then serve them. And then in turn, they will serve you. We're all a part of a way bigger thing, right? Yeah. So we're not doing this alone. We're not doing this thing called life by ourselves. Yes, it all comes from within. And yes, you have to find that strength from within, and your own happiness is yours. But then how do you share that, so that you can actually leave something here and continue on your journey from here on in?